boy. Godfather 2, I'm back with a bang. SE boy. Bring vibes in the dance with a mic in my hand. SE boy. BBK member, I'm an OG. SE boy. SE boy. Anything here's earned and worked for. And it's G2, what you think I'm worked for? I've reached every checkpoint that I search for. I'm older, of course I learnt more. The earth warrior, I've been hurt more. Yeah, I roll in the dirt more. When there was beef, bro, I went to the earth's core. I ain't gotta say much, I work more.
Welcome to Salty Goodness. Starting off with some British rap music. What do you guys think about that? British rap.
What?
What? Oh, sorry.
I can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah.
I think,
what do you think?
I think it's better than half the stuff I hear on the radio right now.
That is true.
All right. Welcome to Salty Goodness. I'm Salty. My co-host tonight, to my left, is
Brennan, right?
And to my right,
Guba.
Hi, Guba. Hi. Welcome back. It's 3 weeks in a row now. We had a little heart-to-heart last week.
It was kind of scary.
Did you guys miss me while I was gone?
We thought you were dead.
I thought you were...
We were like,
I'm totally
do I check?
alive. I'm here.
Do I check the local hospitals?
I thought you were abducted by aliens.
You did not check the hospitals. You don't care that much.
Oh.
There was just definitely like, you didn't have your phone, so that was like, we couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah, I was having to figure out some personal things. So sorry I missed last episode, guys.
It's cool. It's cool.
I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
It was kind of all over the place.
It was a very random episode, and I think it was fun, though. We did talk about banana. I didn't get the name of the whole thing because I ran out of length to name the episode. So at first it was called Shooters, Scooters, and No Mention of Cooters. No, excuse me. Scooters, Cooters, and no mention of Hooters.
Hooters.
Because we didn't talk about Hooters.
Banana spiders and Kendrick Lamar. But Peacocks and Kendrick Lamar. Peacocks was in there.
Yeah.
It was like 15 things rolled into 25 other things, and they just kept getting added to the name of the segment.
Yeah. But there's not enough line. There's not enough space for me to add. It's like a tweet. You know, I only have so much that I can tweet.
I don't have a Twitter.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
I don't have an Instagram.
That's fine. We have one of those too. We almost like never posted it though.
You know this is 2018, right?
I think so.
I totally had to think about what year it was.
I signed today 2017 on a check. So it was really odd because I was writing a check.
Yeah.
On top of...
You know it's 2018, right?
Yeah. It's like, you don't take electronic payments?
I like writing checks.
Makes you feel a little old school.
I like writing. People are going to lose the art form of handwriting because they do everything electronically, emails, texting. So everyone's handwriting is going to look like a 2-year-old's. People that are growing up now. Seriously, they're going to have the shittiest handwriting. You think they learn how to write cursive? No.
No, they don't even teach that in school now.
They don't even teach, writing?
No, not cursive.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, I'm glad.
It's not taught in schools.
It's probably not even real writing. It's probably like that shit that they have with math now. What is it called?
The Marzano approach
Common Core math.
Oh,
have you ever seen a Common Core math problem?
No.
It's nothing like a math problem. Like a simple math problem, like 4 + 4 = 8, and they turn it into some crazy... It's supposed to simplify it, but it turns it into 4 steps.
Is this the thing that they had way back when with the rise of the memes? If David has 4 apples and Marge has a car and David gets electrocuted, and then the answer is 7. That's the Common Core question. You're like,
what are you doing?
The answer to that was actually cheese, Aaron. It's the wrong answer.
Commonly known as
Swiss, to be exact.
They're like, it simplifies it. And I'm thinking, you just added 4 extra steps. What's simpler than just knowing 4 + 4 = 8?
Yeah,
or counting on your fingers, for crying out loud. That takes less time than all the damn steps they had to write down. I said, this isn't even math.
And there's a number table thing now. You know how we had number tables, but it was just so that we could see 4 × 4 = 16.
Yeah, like the times table.
2 times. Yeah, exactly. The times table.
Multiplication table.
But now it's all fucked up. It's all like this, hey, let's go up to 72. 9 times 8 is 72. I had to actually remember on my graph in my head right there because that's how it did it.
Well, actually what
But
ends
ask me
up
how to do
happening
9
is
times 9 times 9. I'm like,
by the third step of the problem of a 6-step solution, by the third step, they go, well, we know this is frustrating, so we want you to stop and take a breath and pet this dog, and you'll feel better. Okay? And then you can
Here's
do
your
the rest
emotional
of the-
support animal for your math
then
problems.
you can finish the remaining 3 steps. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. I already swore twice.
Oh, man.
I told you outside.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
need to get a swear jar for you.
I know. It's
I
like,
apologize. I don't want to disappoint my mother.
oh,
So-
well.
I-
I've already overcome that ladder. You know, it's
but
like...
by this age, you've either made her proud or disappointed
you know what?
her. I
It-
don't
it's,
think it
it's
has
not just
anything
that
to do with
too.
your
It's
language.
when I'm saying it, it comes out natural. So I don't even
because
think
that's the
about
way
it.
you talk, Guba.
But
You're like in the office, like, damn it, Marcy.
This show's for the
But
masses,
then
not for your
when
mom.
when I listen to it and I play it back, I sound like a truck driver, and I don't. Sorry, no offense
I
to
like
truck
truck
drivers.
drivers.
Okay, I'm sure they're great, but you know what it is? That's what my mom used to say all the time. That's
Well,
why.
thanks for offending half of our
Well,
audience.
you know how
I know, right?
It's swear
It's like the podcast community is just
you know
truckers.
how it's the saying like you swear like a sailor. My mom used to say you sound like a truck driver. So
Well, that's all right. See, well,
it just
you
stuck
know,
with me. I'm sorry.
Mother Guba, I'm sorry, but your daughter does have a potty. Your dotty, your dotty has a potty mouth. It's just
I have sports Tourette's. Did I ever tell you about that?
you have sports.
No, that's what I call it. I've never been diagnosed, but I swear.
Is that actually a thing? Sports Tourette's, like
No,
when you're
I
only
don't know.
playing.
That's
That like
what-
Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and going fuck?
No, it's just what I call it, because if I'm playing a sport and say I swing the bat and I hit a foul, or I hit it not far enough, or I go to kick something and I miss it, I say shit or fuck. Like,
I used to have that when I used to play
all
pool.
the time. But I've been doing that since I was like 7.
So in other words, you're just like, I don't know, human.
My poor mother, so embarrassing. Her 8-year-old's running around there going shit.
So you have a couple announcements, right?
I'm sorry.
I do.
I got on a tangent. That
Oh
happens.
no! I like the tangents. It
I-
takes us to a very special
But
place.
Brennan's back to business. He's slapping us.
Yeah,
I got to keep things in line, you know.
Just gave us the old bitch slap.
he gave us a little focus sign on a piece of paper. Even though it says live on air somewhere.
Tell us about our announcements.
Okay, super guys. Guess what? We have. I know both of you already know, but we need to have like a response for the listeners. We're officially on iHeartMedia.
Oh yeah,
We're big dogs now.
So that puts us on iHeart, on
Well, it puts
iTunes, on Stitcher,
Spreaker, Podbean. Man, the list just goes
what
on
about,
and
what
on.
about the other one that you use to listen to music? Are we on there too?
Spotify? No, not yet. They got a weird system where they haven't come to terms with Spreaker's listing yet. So we'll get up there eventually. I mean, they're not really
We're
like
moving on up. I like
moving on up. And actually, we're in the big leagues now. The only other podcasts that are in our area that are on iHeartMedia is
What's
the
the
News
Fuss?
Junkie and Entering the Black Hole, who are friends of our show.
it. All right.
So
Not what the fuss.
what the fuss? I believe they are, but they're a little bit higher level than us. But if where we are and where what the fuss is, they've been around a lot longer. So for us, in our early stages, already being on iHeartMedia, it actually gives us, a lot more exposure.
My buddy was on that show, Bill.
Yeah. Did you want to get into that tonight
No.
at some point?
No,
or
no, I was just acknowledging the fact
Yeah,
that my friend
so-
was on that podcast.
shout out to What's the Fuss? And I haven't really listened to their podcast. I always see it like, I always think it's What the Fuck podcast, so,
It does, yeah.
but I understand it's What's
It's
the
kind of like
Fuss.
this. They just kind of talk about all kinds of random stuff. But
Yeah.
it's funny. I chuckle when I listen to it. So, miss you, Belly.
Yeah. Let's have a moment for Bill.
Moment for Hurricane Bill.
Hurricane Bill.
okay.
All right.
All right, moving on. Well, Bill, you affected us somehow. Moving forward, on with the show. So, the next announcement, we're going to be Salty will be at the next podcast movement here in Orlando. I don't know the date yet, but I think it's before the next podcast, so I'll have that date up for you soon if you want to come join us and hang out with us. And I another announcement. I will be hosting, and by hosting, meaning working the door, from 3 to 5 at Will's Pub for the Orlando Indie Comedy Festival.
Okay.
I'll be there with a black and yellow T-shirt that says Salty Goody Podcast. I can't even talk tonight. Super duper.
Says what?
Salty Goodness Podcast, if I could talk. But
All right, so does that conclude the Aaron Show?
I guess so. Well, it is my podcast.
Yeah.
It is Salty's.
I'm sensing a
All
little.
right, I'm out.
sensing a little
Uh-oh.
sassiness.
Are we
over
getting?
here.
Are we getting a little?
What's going on?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
Brennan, you got some announcements?
None.
None.
None. It was
You just want to intervene.
the Aaron Show.
What's wrong with you?
I'll have my announcements on the Brennan Show.
Oh my god.
Ooh boy, got some sass tonight. Bring it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's all in good fun. Hey, Brennan, you got some
Yep.
interesting facts for us tonight? See,
Yeah.
that's what you get for interrupting mine. All right. So,
Yeah, I think I do.
all right. So hold on one second.
Um,
Hey, Brennan, you got some random facts for us?
oh yeah.
McDonald's is a place to rock. It is a restaurant where they buy food to eat. It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music.
Wow.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
You've never.
Okay.
McDonald's.
So
I
this
wish I could
totally this totally wasn't one of my facts for the day, but since you played that song as my intro, my first fact is McDonald's used to sell pizza in the 1970s.
I think we discussed this random fact already.
Did we?
on the
Yeah, we wouldn't
first
do
Guba
a-
show.
we wouldn't
when
do
we
a
talked
whole-
about spaghetti.
Well, I didn't cross it off.
Oh, okay.
Kind of goes with it. It wasn't one of my facts for the day, but
Okay. All right, so moving
so
forward, no more
just,
music.
Just a heads up, I wrote down this first fact and then I kind of went with a trend. So
All right.
bear with me. My first fact is if a female ferret does not have sex for a year, she will die.
Guba?
What, you automatically want me to comment because it's a female? Or it's because it's a ferret? Which one?
I was thinking because it's a ferret. And I know
Oh.
you like furry animals.
I've had ferrets. My ex,
That doesn't.
You have or had?
Lauren, when she lived with
Lauren
me,
was
she
a
had-
ferret?
She had 2 ferrets.
I was about to say, your house smells awfully good for having ferrets.
We used to call them Girls Gone Wild.
So I was like Sex in the City with
Because-
ferrets. Got it.
'Cause they
But
get-
is that fact true then? If you had only female ferrets, did they die after a year?
No.
Huh.
I think that fact might be.
Well, maybe if they were bred, like they weren't bred in captivity, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about them. All I know is even when
I was
going
going
to
to double check that fact, but,
We're in the state of no facts actually being truth. So fake facts. Fake facts.
This is
Hashtag.
the anti-Snopes.
I'll have to
anti-Snopes
fact
fact of the
check
day.
the fact and get back to you next week. See if that one is actually true.
Yep.
So sticking with my sexuality and sex topic,
Oh my God. This is gonna
Trend.
bleed over the whole show.
1% of all women can achieve full orgasm by just stimulating their breasts. A whopping 1%. I can't verify that myself either.
I believe that though.
It's
there-
possible. I mean,
There
I
are
do
so
too.
many nerve endings in your nipples. Seriously, that's why when you see the girls go and get their nipples pierced,
I was gonna follow that up with this.
I was like, I would never do that because what if you've heard of it where they've damaged the nerve and you can't feel anything anymore?
Yeah.
That
Isn't it
sucks.
supposed
I
to
would love that.
enhance
My
it?
nipples are so sensitive.
Oh, guess who's getting a titty twister later?
So what were you gonna say, Aaron?
Does like once you have a nipple pierced? I know obviously you don't. Considering your most